School of Journalism and Mass Communications, your home for complete Marshall University news. You're watching MU Report.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us for this final edition of MU Report for Fall 2019. I'm Aaron Thickens.
And I'm Taylor Huddleston. We are a student-produced newscast of the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications at Marshall University. We air this broadcast not only on West Virginia Public Broadcasting, but also on YouTube. Now, on to our top story.
The end of the semester at Marshall means a holiday break from studies. But before that break comes a lot of obstacles and challenges, mainly final exams and that last chance to perform in a class. Final exam week for many means balancing extra study time with work, and for some who are graduating, it means the search is on for a career in their major field. Some final exams cover material from August, while others are not even final exams at all. Instead, they are projects, portfolios, or major papers. Whatever form they take, finals can be stressful. And yet, sometimes, that stress turns out to be the best motivator of all.
Finals week can be hectic for many students. Whether it's spending countless amounts of hours trying to find notes, going back and looking at each study guide, many say they often find themselves stressing every day until their last test.
I stress heavily about finals, mainly because sometimes I don't study as much as I should throughout the semester, so it's a lot of cramming involved toward the end of the semester when finals come around.
I think it's natural to stress about finals because they are worth a big percentage of your grade. It's one test. But I think it's important to remember that it's going to be fine. Work hard for it. You'll do well.
Students can get easily distracted while trying to do their work, but if they set aside an hour or two to focus, studying can become much easier.
I set timers for myself, or say like I'll spend an hour to study and then that timer will go off. And then I can like take a 5-minute break or whatever I need, but it's just a good way to, I guess, discipline myself to study.
To take the edge off, students can use the tutoring services if they're wanting more help.
What they're talking about can help you learn the concepts better, the methods, and just can help you with your homework as well. And it's free as well, so like why wouldn't you accept this free help that someone is offering for you?
Another way to avoid stress from finals is to study ahead of time to avoid cramming it all in one night.
Make sure you know everything, that way you don't have to cram before finals or before the night before finals. Or just, even if you do have to cram, just don't make it your whole life and still sleep as much as you should. And don't cry about it.
Thank you, Aaron. The semester also concludes with a somber anniversary. 49 years have passed since the 1970 plane crash that killed the Marshall football team and everyone else on board. And every year, the university honors the memory of those lost with a ceremony at the Memorial Fountain.
The sound of silence spread on the Marshall Student Center Plaza as the Memorial Fountain is turned off for the winter. November 14th, 1970 is the day that Marshall University students, faculty, staff, and community members will never forget.
But we gained 75 beautiful legacies that as a family, we continue to ensure that we carry through and make proud.
I just hope the community understands, like they do every year, we're such a resilient community, and this campus and this community are so interdependent, and their relationship and bond is so close. So I hope today when they leave, they remember the strength that they carried to get through this, and today is to commemorate that and to remember that special bond that we shared.
This is the time of the year the entire Marshall community joins together to commemorate and honor the 75 lives that were lost in the 1970 plane crash following the football game against East Carolina University. Dr. Matthew Ralston III was 5 years old when he lost his parents, Muriel and Helen Ralston, due to the fatality.
I was a little kid when this all happened with me, so to have my children back here is just a really special thing for them, and get them back to their roots and understand where they came from. They're named after their grandparents, so that's pretty special.
Just like this program says, we will never forget. November 14th, 1970, 49 years later, Marshall and the community of Huntington continue to remember those 75 lives.
The Memorial Fountain will remain off until spring. That's when Marshall stages another ceremony to turn the water back on.
A theme in this newscast is endings and new beginnings. This next story is about graduation from an international student perspective. As Zondo reports, for internationals, finding work in the United States is sometimes the only thing that allows them to stay in the country.
Unlike native students, many international students who are about to graduate will have a tougher decision whether to stay in the U.S. or go back to their home country. International students can apply for a program called Optional Practical Training, which allows them to work for 1 year or in STEM majors at 3 years on a student visa.
It's much difficult because they grew up in this environment, so they know how to get a job easily, and they know how to make a resume, first of all. They know how to make a reference and all stuff.
Because if you're looking for, let's say, sales job, right? And sales job, American people can do it easily. And I feel like I said, the job, depending on what kind of job you're looking for and your major.
The chance to get internship experience is harder than ever, as the new term requires that international students are employed during their training has to be related to their major.
My pressure is from I have to find a job before February, so I only have 4 months from now. If I cannot find a job before February, which is that my OPT terms started, so I will go back to Taiwan.
International students said the limited time to look for jobs and the competition between domestic and international students has made it even harder and tougher for them to get a chance to work in the U.S. Phương Anh Do, MU Report.
International students who need advice in applying for jobs can contact the Office of International Student Services in the Welcome Center.
Switching gears here a bit, Marshall students who need a ride for whatever reason are probably going to call Uber and Lyft more often in colder weather. And that has Marshall police reminding everyone not to let their guard down. As Sebastian Morris reports, ride sharing is useful so long as students are cautious.
Several hundred reports of sexual assault were linked to Uber last year, but students say that won't stop them from using the app.
I think as long as you stay with a group of your friends and you know where you're going and you know how to get there and they're not taking you in an opposite direction or anything, I think you'd be fine. Just make sure you always let people know where you are. Don't just get into a car.
With temperatures dropping, rideshare apps like Uber are becoming increasingly popular with students as they commute to and from the places they need to go.
I know a big thing that I've seen is check the license plate and ask the person their name when you get an Uber or something like that to make sure it's the right car.
While Uber expenses can add up, the cost of using Uber to get home from the bar is much cheaper than paying for a DUI, fines for which can be as much as $1,000. Sebastian Morris, MU Report.
That was Sebastian Morris reporting. It's no secret that most college students have very little money, and that cash flow problem plays a big role in their lifestyle during school. As Sarah Rowe reports, many students are faced with cutting corners just to make ends meet during their college experience.
College students are broke, and it's been a problem many have faced throughout the years. Low-paying, entry-level jobs combined with busy schedules prevent students from being financially comfortable. And as tuition prices continue to rise, the college ramen noodle diet is not going away anytime soon.
I am broke. And we're stressed. We're broke and stressed. That's all it is.
I'm a student. I work part-time, and also commute. So going back and forth 45 minutes to almost an hour every single day kind of sucks. And plus, on top of that, you got the books and stuff like that. Meal plans you have to pay out of pockets.
I have experience to be able to get a good paying job. And a lot of us that are students here, we have to travel back and forth and we have things we have to pay for. But it takes a lot of time out and we can't get a job in order to pay for that stuff because we're so consumed with our time.
Even though they are quick, convenient, and seem cheap at the time, fast food restaurants on campus are making a dent in students' wallets, with food being one of the first things students are forced to cut corners on.
Most important thing about being a college student is knowing your limits.
You could try saving money by just not spending so much money on food and just getting things that you need rather than things that you want.
Don't go out all the time. Don't eat food out all the time.
Though most students go to college to better their financial future, all students can agree that the financial struggle to graduate greatly affects their college experience. Sarah Rowe, MU Report.
College students can save money by eating out less and cooking at home more, as well as limiting their spending on things they don't need.
The end of the terms also brings a different kind of beauty to campus. Marshall University is home to more than 700 trees with more than 50 varieties among them. Having so many trees means there are even more leaves that fall on the campus. And as Tierra Brown reports, they bring with their own special rituals.
Groundsmen at Marshall University say it's not only their job to keep campus looking clean, but to allow students to walk on campus without the fear of slipping on leaves.
We'll go around campus as leaves fall, we blow them up, and we've got a dump truck, and we just suck them up and get them off campus.
He says his crew fills up a dump truck at least twice a day and will continue to do so every day that the weather allows them to until the leaves stop falling.
Leaves are in the air, just like the opinion of students who want the leaves to stay on campus a little bit longer than the groundsmen would like.
I think the leaves should be picked up like for sidewalks and stuff, but just because people walking and stuff like that, but I think I would be fine with it if it was just covering all the grass and stuff.
I feel like our tuition could go to more pressing things.
He says students could do without the leaf removal and have their tuition dollars used on other resources.
Like fixing the elevators and just being able to help more stuff to help students.
One thing that students say they agree on is the atmosphere that the leaves bring to the campus.
I love it when all the leaves change colors on campus at Marshall because it just has a really nice aesthetic.
I really like the leaves on campus because I think it gives campus color and character, and it also reminds me that my favorite season is coming, which is winter.
Whether the leaves stay or go, students say they will enjoy them while they last. Tierra Brown, MU Report.
Students say they appreciate the yearly leaf removal effort because it reduces the hazard when it rains or snows. But a few also say they wish that the money could actually go more directly to their education.
As mentioned, graduation is this week, and because it is, MU Report journalist Mike Dotson decided to take a lighter look at a subject on the minds of many right now, senioritis. Casually known as putting off what really needs to be done while dreaming of a future without classwork.
Graduation. It's that moment that seniors have been looking forward to since they first touched down on Marshall's campus. Seniors know that they have basically made it and don't have too much longer until that wonderful day. But one thing that keeps some seniors from enjoying the moment is this thing called senioritis.
I procrastinate really bad. I would clean my house or go to my friend's house or watch a movie. I'd literally do anything besides my schoolwork until the last second, the day before it's due.
Seniors say that the thought of graduation is what gets them through the day, but they find it hard to find motivation because they already feel done with school.
I don't really care about wanting to complete it to the best of my ability. I just want to get it done. So I literally look at an assignment and I want to get it done as quick as possible so then I have nothing else to do.
Anything to get an A or a B in the class, probably a B at this point. I don't really like C, so I kind of do what I have to get an A or a B.
Students say that senioritis hits most people, and it tends to hit harder the closer they get to their graduation date. Students say a way to cope with it is to get out and not stay inside all day.
Some symptoms of senioritis, definitely laziness. My work ethic has gone down completely. I am not very as well off as what I thought I would be.
Senioritis is something that will definitely hit us all, but graduation is definitely worth the wait. Mike Dotson, MU Report.
That's all the time we have for this edition of MU Report. Our newscast content is generated by students in the W. Page Pitt School of Journalism and Mass Communications. MU Report is a television lab, and we're glad you're watching. You can always catch this newscast on YouTube. And be sure to follow our reporters on Twitter and MU Report on Facebook. I'm Taylor Huddleston.
And I'm Aaron Dickens. Have a great day.